speak to you tonight about Alfie Evans and Charlie Gard. The current case, and a case many of you know from last year, where hospitals sought the United Kingdom courts to remove the parental rights of the parents of these individual children, so that they might remove care from these children and allow them to die. Now, back in 1989, there was a series of child abuse scandals that played out that basically returned a lot of children to the right to their parents' homes that had been previously taken away, and were returned to their parents' homes, and a few of them died, and the subsequent investigation found that most of these children were in fact being abused. And it created a public outcry back in 1989 that led to the passage of a law whereby a hospital or a care unit can seek an injunction through the courts to remove parental rights from children under their care, so that they won't necessarily have to be returned to an abusive situation. However, these laws, like the Child Care Act of 1989, have been used as of late to enforce a rather esoteric definition of what constitutes abuse. When the state or a hospital authority gets to decide what constitutes abuse in their eyes, it renders the intent of the original law rather null and void. And what's happening now, as was the case with Charlie Gard, is a case of a hospital and the court system exercising their authority over parental rights. And this is a very dangerous precedent, for sure. It means that Charlie Gard had to die. It means that Alfie Evans must die. Because if they're released into their parents' custody and they're brought to another hospital and the patient subsequently dies, the hospital can certainly say, "I told you so," and it would probably strengthen their case for future such actions. But if the individual lingers, or by some miracle actually begins to recover from the mysterious illness, particularly if they're put under a new type of care or experimental care that actually starts to work, then they're going to look like fools, or worse. But yeah, it's a case of them being right. They've asserted that what they're doing is right, and therefore they must follow through with it no matter what. Doesn't matter if another hospital offers to take care of them, of this patient, or in the case of Charlie Gard, last year's patient. Doesn't matter if the parents have gotten all of the financial support, or if donors to said receiving hospital have raised all the necessary funds. None of that matters. What matters is being right. And they cannot, under any circumstances, once the decision has been made, appear to be wrong in any way. And therefore, Alfie Evans must die. Now, if you believe this, you can leave a comment below the video. If you believe, obviously, as I do, that parental rights should supersede in a case like this, where there's no demonstrated history of abuse by the parents, to carte blanche allege abuse by wanting to find any and all means to save their son. Having that declared abuse is a very dangerous precedent. And it means that in future children whose lives are not deemed worth living, they may have to die as well. So that puts a cloud over all individuals who have disabilities or have children with disabilities whose prognosis is severe and long-term, like children with Down syndrome, children with severe autism. Where do you draw the line as to what is a life worth living? And to be able to define wanting such individuals to be able to live some kind of life that we believe might be meaningful could then just as easily be declared a form of abuse to said individuals. That's a dangerous precedent, and really shouldn't be allowed to stand. So I think a real legal debate needs to be had in Britain over how that 1989 law is applied, because I'm pretty sure it's not what the intent of the law was when it was first passed. Oh, it's for the children. It was for the children, but now it's for the pride and assertion of the authority of hospital administrators. So how much more should we erode parental rights just because some parents are bad? And I know because I grew up under less than ideal circumstances, let me just put it that way. But yeah, what do you think about this situation? I also ask that you pray for Alfie Evans, that I ask that you pray for Alfie Evans, and that you would pray that the spirit of authority, the spirit that's in this world, be lifted from this child, and that through Christ, through Yeshua, the Messiah, that the words of Apostle Paul, that through Christ all things are possible, be made manifest in this case. In Jesus' name. But if not, I pray that, and I ask you to pray for the comfort of this family as they are put through what no parent should have to be put through, just for the authority of the state. And have a good night.